There are two unexpected things that I've learned from these 98 plein painting days. Actually, that's probably not true. I've learned more than just two things, but these two things have been, well, as I said, unexpected. There's nothing that I could have done to really know that these were gonna happen. Well, for starters, I started this challenge right before winter, so I didn't really think about starting the challenge and knowing that painting through winter was going to be so hard. But that was actually not the hard part because I really like winter and the winter landscapes are very inspiring to me. So, in a way, it kind of was a good thing. But what I didn't really realize that painting every day outdoors was going to do to me, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I felt like it was a really big task to get outdoors every single day and more mental than physical because I had to since I was filming every single day, then I had to think about where I was gonna go, think about where I wanted to paint, or how much time I had, if it was gonna rain, if it's too cold. There was just so many things that it was actually quite draining. But I don't know if this was because I had to film every day and then like rush home or anything like that. I really don't know, and I might keep trying to paint every day without filming and see if there's a difference. I do believe that it's probably the whole filming thing that makes it harder because otherwise I would just not have to be stressed about what I'm painting and if my painting is coming out good or not or something like that. So there's definitely that against me painting outdoors every single day for this past month. But there's many good things that came out of it, so can't complain. What I did, of course, not voluntarily most of the time, was having to paint indoors because of the weather. And at first, I thought that this was an obstacle because I wanted to be outside. I wanted to be outdoors painting because that was the whole project. But I soon realized that having to be outdoors physically wasn't really like necessary for me to practice painting quote unquote plein air. Like it's still the light is still changing. Your subject is still like wide and not focused because you're not looking at a reference. And it was very revealing to me that um yeah, like I actually didn't need to get out and I and that's what leads me to the second unexpected thing, which is that enjoyed, I really, really enjoy painting indoors. And today's painting actually really shows it because I really got into I really got into it. I like thought about how I was gonna place the light and I thought about like what I wanted to paint and why. And I chose this tube of paint because even though it's like a cylinder, it also has like some planes because it's been like squeezed out, and so it creates little variations of light and little variations of value. Therefore, it makes it interesting, and it's an interesting subject as well, and simple because I can put it against like the dark table that I have, so it's not gonna like it really pops out. So it's very easy to see the contrast that I need to create, as well as you have quote unquote white and also black. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm controlling here that I didn't really think that I needed to think about or that I was going to be able to, I don't know, shape into what I wanted to practice in a way. So like in this environment, I'm kind of practicing values in a more controlled way rather than just being deliberately looking outdoors into a subject and not really understanding it. Like, now I really understand the value of still life, and I really enjoyed it. I always thought about it as a boring thing, and now I magically or accidentally now kind of fell in love with it, which is ironic because before I thought, oh, I'm failing at this project because I'm not getting out there. But now I think I am even more successful, or not more successful, but I feel like I'm learning a lot more from doing this rather than just pushing myself to go out there and like adding another layer of difficulty for my skills, which are not to the par of like painting outdoors every day, but maybe sometimes, and probably in a larger format with better paper that actually can dry a little bit or absorb a lot more water than this one. So yeah, there's so many cool things that I didn't expect to learn from this project. And I mean, it literally is so mind-blowing that I fell in love with still life painting. Of course, I still will paint from the references and outdoors, but I'm so glad that I developed a new found appreciation and um, respect, you can say, for still life. So I'm gonna keep practicing that. Maybe I really want to go out on day 100, but maybe it won't happen. We'll see if the weather allows it. But if the last day is indoors, that's gonna be fine as well for me. And that's something I guess that I also learned from this experience is that life, you can always plan whatever you want. You can put all the constraints that you want, but you always will have to be flexible at some point. I mean, there's a part of discipline, but there's also the part of like learning how to what do they say? Dance within the storm? No, like dance in the rain. And I believe that painting and just anything really in life, you have to be able to be flexible in like in accordance of like things out of your control. For example, I cannot control the weather, so I just have to go with it and paint something else indoors. But I also didn't have to paint every single consecutive day. Like, I could have done it like over years. It would have probably taken a lot longer to be done with this project of 100 days of landscapes, if or 100 days of plein air painting, if I did it like that. But I mean, we have to be able to think creatively. We don't have to cage ourselves in a box of, rules. Even if you want to learn a specific skill, if we do this and we don't listen to ourselves, and like maybe trying to do this one thing is starting to affect our mental state and killing the enjoyment of the process, then we should definitely not do that, not keep doing that. So yeah, let's always keep an open mind. Let's always be flexible, be curious, enjoy the process, and keep on painting. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.